2016 Ford Explorer XLT. Now what do you see different? Let's look at the heat exchanger. Fixate your eyes on the heat exchanger, the one for air conditioning, of course. And you've got two fittings over there, but if you look at those two fittings, they're staggered. One is up here and one is back here. And if we come over here, we see two fittings that stand out really fast to us. See this header right here on this supposedly condenser? It comes out, but look, it staggers and it goes back, and see here? So this will be your transmission or something else. This is an important one. You see the brake right there, they're separate. And this front one attaches by a little line going into the back one. So let's see one is for condensing and dropping the temperature of the refrigerant. Then one will be a subcooler, I guess, because they need this intercooler up here, they couldn't put a full size condenser. So what they did was they double stacked condensers. Now, without following it back to the compressor, you can guess which one is what usually by the line size. And so I see two equal line sizes here, and I see small here. So one would be liquid. So let's say this one, oh, that's going straight back, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. That's strange. This is not orifice tube, is it? I didn't think that 2016 they had orifice tubes. Oh, they have a rear system on here. Okay, so I haven't even looked over the system. We're learning together here. But you see the two T's there? We have a front and rear evaporator, and it's not a hybrid. This is, that's your model there. And our refrigerant is 134. That's what we got right there. So if we look right there, you see the muffler right there, the big round thing? That's the muffler. Let's follow that. There's the compressor. This one right here. See this one right here? This comes off the muffler. So this is the discharge. This is where you'll be reading your high pressure. So if you had a clogged condenser, right here, actually, since it goes in there, your first primary condenser, if you had a clogged condenser and that first channel clogged up, you would have 300 or 400 PSI here. If you had another pressure sensor right here, you would probably read like 100 or 75, depends on how clogged it is here. But they only put one right off the compressor. If you took the temperature on, I'm curious, when they put on a new condenser, we're gonna do a temperature drop across these two condensers and see how this system works. So our discharge hot gas is going to their first pass condenser, which I see it goes right to the top of this one. It's the full length of this condenser right there. Goes right to the bottom. You see that it has a piece of foam in between because they don't want air pulling in between or bypassing. And they got a piece of foam on that second one before the radiator because they don't want no air passing between any of these condensers, either here or here. They got foam back here too. So it goes in here, goes across. Let's see if it makes a multi-pass. Can I see? I cannot see if it makes multi-pass or not. And it comes out of the bottom right here, the smaller tube. Then it goes from the smaller tube, goes back in to the front condenser. In the front condenser, there's a block right there. You see that little nipple right there sticking out? So that'll be a plate. That means this section, the gas goes across. Is there another section? I cannot tell here. So it goes across here. Now the gas is coming here from the first condenser. It's going over to here. And now the gas is gonna fall down here. And I don't see, there, maybe that's it right there. If you look inside there, you see where those two little dimples is? Because I don't see before, and this has to be liquid coming out. It comes out of here, the refrigerant drops down to this part, and now the refrigerant goes across like this. Now the refrigerant is going in this direction, making another pass this way. And then it'll just drop directly down to here. And these last tubes right here, the refrigerant will pass again. It's should be, in theory, a liquid, but I bet you it's not, because gauging by the size of this line right here, I can't see how they could pack that much refrigerant liquid in a line size this big all the way to 2 expansion valves, because this has a rear system too. So if we look at the size of this line, it goes here, it goes back. It does, yeah, it has an accumulator. All right, that explains. Wait a minute. Did I just mess up it? No, a receiver. It drops into a receiver. And then the receiver, man, it's still a big ass tube. So they drop, this should be liquid coming out, and the liquid will go all the way back. Say after this coming out of the receiver, there they go. They finally drop it to a small line. Now this is what we're used to seeing. This small little tiny line there. I was gonna say, if they were running full liquid in a tube that size, that's a lot of volume. So they run it, and right back there, when it comes out of the rubber hose right there, it turns to the smaller line that we're normally used to. It comes back here towards the front expansion valve, and just before it hits the front expansion valve, that's the front expansion valve right there where it drops. Nope. The front expansion valve goes straight right into the front expansion. The rear goes up. Now that goes to the back, to the rear evaporator. So dual condensers to take care of their problem why they couldn't do a full face front condenser. That's all. It's just a workaround to a problem they had.